Hello and welcome to another episode of VICTVS Revision Notes, the podcast. I'm your host, Xanthe Mitten, and I am joined by the wonderful Katherine Barnett.
Hello.
And today we have a very special guest. We are joined by Head of Research, Niamh Pierce from the Assessment Security Research Group, otherwise known as ASRG. Hello, Niamh. How are you?
Hi. Great. Thanks for having me.
So I guess, do you want to start by giving us a little bit more information on ASRG?
Yeah, sure. So ASRG, or Assessment Security Research Group, we are a group of researchers, and our mission is to essentially advance the understanding around assessment practices and assessment security. We are aiming to create a safe space for any stakeholder in the industry, in the sector, or anyone with an interest in assessment to come together, share knowledge, and kind of look at the current landscape of assessment, whether that is current threats or future opportunities. Ultimately, we're aiming to advance assessment security and create more equitable and fair assessment for everyone.
Cool. That sounds really interesting. And I'm also interested in the range of devices that we have out today. Can you tell me a little bit why we've brought these in and what we'll be doing today?
So basically the background to this would be, I would say, the growing concern in the use of AI and LLMs in online assessments.
Just quickly for our listeners, what is a LLM?
Is a large language model. So this is your ChatGPT, your Gemini, and all those different ways of answering all your questions. Yeah, basically this arrived from the big concern around the use of AI, particularly with online examinations. And particularly when you see companies like Cluely, who are really taking kind of advantage of AI cheating in exams and capitalizing on this. A lot of companies and organizations are shifting back towards in-person, kind of more traditional style exam center assessments. And so I think with this shift, people are just automatically assuming that exam centers are safe. What they might be forgetting is that in the same way online technology like AI is advancing, so are cheating devices. And so basically our upcoming research, our next paper is looking at these devices and how they have moved on, how they've become more effective, more discreet, and therefore harder to spot. It also kind of underlines the importance of making sure that exam procedures and invigilators are kept up to date with the latest in cheating tech so that they can be spotted, despite how small and discreet they are becoming.
That's really exciting. So basically these are wearable devices that anyone can buy and that you've identified that people are using to cheat in exams.
Yeah, so they can be wearable or non-wearable.
Okay.
That's the thing. You can have them on you or with you. Some of them you might recognize, things that everyday items that we've kind of become accustomed to, like smartwatches or smartphones. Others are not what you might think and definitely don't appear as they seem.
Exciting.
I think I can see a glasses case on the table, so perhaps you can walk us through what I'm assuming will be a very fancy pair of glasses first.
Yeah, so this is a very nice piece of software here, a very nice device. If
By
you've
very
got
nice, do you mean very expensive?
Well, if you've got a spare £500 or £600 hanging around, you can get yourself, and more if you want a prescription pair.
There's
like
a real class divide between who can get these devices and who can't.
Yeah, no, some of them there are cheaper versions for everything, but like that, if you're looking for quality pays, and that is definitely the case with this pair. Ooh. So these are a pair of even reality glasses. They look like a very unassuming pair. That case is actually their charger.
Oh.
So you can see here, they look pretty much like regular glasses. What you may not be able to pick up there is actually there is a very small screen on those glasses.
Am I allowed to try them on?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
Careful with the merchandise.
Wow, I'm very excited. Hello, everyone. Oh, wow.
Yeah. You might not be able to see them from the outside. They might look slightly like bifocals if you're looking at them.
What can you
Dead
see?
on.
Can you describe?
So basically, I can see interface, and it has the time. It has the it's displayed.
I can see it.
The weather, 20 degrees, the date. It's also got the Assessment Security Research Group is a globally recognized group of industry experts. It's got a full script in it. So cool.
Like
so,
that.
I guess, how do you see people, or how do you know that people are using them, and then what capacity are they using them in exams?
I think it would be safe to say that if someone has these, they will use them like that. If someone has the motive to cheat, they will find a way to cheat. These devices are just one of the ways they might do it. These glasses in particular are, I would say, slightly more threatening in how discreet they look. I feel like you could walk into an exam, and unless someone is looking out for those touchpads behind your ears, they are very difficult to spot.
So what do the touchpads do?
So as you said, you tilt your head up to view the dashboard.
Yeah.
Those touchpads let you use, now they have a beta form of AI in there, which is slightly limited in its use, but it works.
Okay.
But also, let's say if you let's say you're going into an exam and you have these glasses, you can pre-download your notes onto the glasses. And if you actually tap there on your left, that will let you scroll through those notes. If you need to go back up, you just tap the other ear.
I've lost my screen.
Yeah.
They seem like because they're so sensitive, you need to really develop quite a knack for using them.
Yes.
Which obviously...
it's recording a quick note.
Oh,
it's saving a recording.
Yeah.
So is it recorded my voice?
You're speaking right now, yeah.
Oh.
Just touch the side pad when you're done and it will save.
Wow. Oh yeah, I can see it. New note saved.
They
Just
do
me
look...
chatting away.
They just look like a normal pair of glasses, and I think that's the concern.
Yeah, because obviously we've seen the new Ray-Bans and they've come out and they are smart glasses, but they also have the two cameras.
Giant lenses,
and you can tell. Whereas with these, I think, and our listeners and watchers seeing this will be able to judge for themselves and see if I would get away with these in an exam. But it is amazing. I can literally see a screen with information on it. Is there any way for me to live search on these? To look for an answer?
It would be a case that, let's say, if you had a third party with you who had access to a phone, and like that, I would say down the line, if you used a camera with it, they would be able to send you messages. So any message you get is notified on the glasses. You can read it. So that would be one example. The other, as the AI is in the beta phase, but I assume eventually it could be a case that you could ask it a question and the answer will appear before you on the screen.
Can I try that now?
Yeah, give it a go.
Do you have to
So
say, hey,
you
Evan?
need to tilt your head up to find the dashboard and then say, hey, even.
Hey, even.
So I think if I saw Xanthe in an exam doing this, I may think that something was amiss. No,
They're super cool though.
They're cool.
They're really cool.
The idea is there, which means it's only going to become sleeker.
Yeah, I think that's it. Once these get a bit quicker and slightly, maybe a bit easier to use, or maybe it just becomes more common knowledge on how to use these things, then it will be a real concern, especially if the price goes down. Because if the price goes down and these become more widely accessible, then obviously more people will be able to buy it. Fascinating. I think they look really good.
Yeah, I think you totally get away getting them into the exam room, but in terms of usability and
that's the question.
Yeah, that's when I think our invigilators would 100% be like, right, that's
what is she doing? Yeah, it would
just
be
scrolling.
You would have to have worked on it. I think, and
absolutely.
kind of leaned to be pretending to think, and you'd be doing that a lot unless like that you'd had plenty of practice with it.
It would
be somebody to help you on the outside.
Yeah,
it would be like a performance, right? Like you'd have to figure out how to act natural, and then that's a whole other thing you have to learn to go into the exam.
Yeah,
and surely that would make people more anxious, right?
Yes. And wouldn't it just be easier to study? But yeah, like this is the case. These are like that. We've the Ray-Ban options of these. There's Google Glasses. There's so many variations of these coming out now that it's just keep an eye on them, watch out for them, because like that, a pair of these, no one would look twice at you going into the exam. If they become easier to use, that's when they become threatening. So those are the even realities.
Amazing. What's next?
Next, we're actually moving into the Amazon purchases. So people don't actually realize that a lot of these devices may not be marketed for cheating, but are also very widely available. The first one here is a translation pen. So this one obviously is a lot bigger than some of the other models. You can see it has a little camera on the back and a scanner on the bottom. So this would be particularly helpful in a language exam. So these, while they're not marketed for cheating, they are more so marketed as a learning aid, particularly for people with dyslexia, and for travel purposes like that, if you're trying to translate menus or written material. But the idea would be that if you could get one of these into a language exam and like that in a pencil case, this is obviously not as discreet as something like the glasses. It will give you can see it has apps there on the screen. Plenty of options on translating text. So this could be taking a picture of the text to translate, scanning with the bottom of the pen. You also have an offline dictionary that works with 12 languages. So it doesn't have to be connected to Wi-Fi to access those 12 languages, which obviously, if you're in an exam center, is very helpful. This one is quite wide. You can get smaller ones that are about half the size of this. And like that, I think if you were an invigilator, unless you're paying attention, that might slip past your radar. You might just think it's a highlighter or just another pen in their pencil case. But yeah, this is a nifty little bit of tech. It's not always the best. It's similar to, in the same way, I'm sure most language teachers give out about Google Translate not being totally accurate in its translation. But if you needed a word looked up, or if you wanted an audio, like that, if you had an oral exam and you needed to translate what you were listening to, there's an option to voice translate as well, which is very helpful for that. So yeah, this is another tool if you'd like to have a little look.
I've come prepared. I've printed out, as you can see here, maybe on the screen, I've got some different languages on here, and I'm going to see if the scanning tool actually works. Okay, so I've got my list of sentences. I'm going to start with Russian, which I can pick from a list. There's quite a lot on here. I think this would be really useful on holiday.
Yes.
I can see this having a lot of positive. Oh.
Out of interest, how much is this?
That particular one is in the kind of £40-45 range.
Wow.
I think that specific one was £47, but there are actually cheaper ones. The slimmer ones I was talking about usually go for about £20.
Today is hot. That is correct. All right, I'm going to switch to Mandarin.
It'd be great for when you're abroad and you're in a restaurant and you need to translate.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you want to ask for something in that language.
No more ordering the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, this is great. I really like this, to be honest. I mean, obviously not for cheating, but
it wouldn't get past our invigilators only because of the size of it.
Yeah.
But I guess if you had non-invigilated like language exams where you're sent the questions and then you have to record your answer or anything like that, you're given some text to translate in that sense.
Or like that, if you one of the slimmer models in a larger exam hall where they're maybe not checking pencil cases or
Français.
Another thing is that it does, obviously, as well as the size, like you'd have to turn the volume like right off if you were using this in an exam, because
and there has been cases of and this is a kind of, again, on the marketing side of things, a lot of people on social media who've had that issue in their language tests where they've forgotten to turn the sound off on those pens, which is...
That'd be mortifying if you get
not how you really want to be caught.
Gadget. And it's like, Out of interest, I can see a camera on the back. Is that any part of what the product offers?
Yes. So that does two things. That is to take a picture of the text to translate, but it can also be used as a recording device. So
wow, look, it's got a camera in it. See, no, like a picture of the...
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you had to take...
I feel like an old woman.
About this particular one as well, because it's slightly bigger, you can put text onto it. So if there's something you want to, like notes or something, if you had an essay style question, you can upload that to this device as well.
Oh, amazing. So I just took a picture, but I accidentally took a picture of this text and it's translated it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Again, great for travel, which is what...
I'm actually quite impressed by that.
Yeah.
This is what this device is marketed for. So like that, it is for travel or for reading or learning. But unfortunately, if someone is looking for a way around their exam, this might be one of them. Again, you like that, bit more obvious than the glasses. You could definitely tell that this is not a calculator. It's not something someone should have with them in an exam. So this is our first Amazon product. Again, like that, if you need something quick, Amazon is great. You can have it next day delivery. Which brings us to our next product, which is a
normal pen.
Yeah.
That's just a normal everyday pen.
You can't
boring.
fool us. That's just
this is actually a hidden camera for recording exams.
Where is the camera?
The camera is right here.
Wow.
I can't even see.
Will our viewers even be able to see it? Probably not.
Probably
it's so small.
not.
We'll show
very small.
We'll show a close up as well.
Yeah.
Of all of the products.
The reviews were great. A woman said that the pen was so good her brother took it and still has not realised that it is a camera.
It is an actual usable pen as well.
It's a usable pen as well. So it actually comes with replacement ink cartridges too, so you don't run out. But if you actually take the pen apart, that does not sound good. Apologies for people here for ASMR. There is a little SD card that goes in here.
Oh, wow.
And does that store what it's
that stores
filming?
the video. So what happens is let's say I want to record this podcast, I just hold the button at the top, which would be your clicking button, and that actually turns it on. If you can see there's a little light here at the back.
Yeah, I can see there's a little red dot light.
So you can actually click that button to switch through the modes. So there's different modes. It has the go-to, the first one is recording. So it records a video. The second is camera. So it just takes pictures. So like that, it could just take pictures of the exam. It has audio recording if you just want the audio. And
I can't wait to see the recording of this. We'll add it into the podcast.
The minute then you want to save, like that, you can just click it and it'll turn off.
It's great because it doesn't make any noises.
No.
Like beep, beep.
Yeah,
So
it's very, very discreet.
So how do we use this in an exam?
Yeah. So this actually would be very nifty if you had someone to help you on the outside. You can, like that, show them. They could be watching the video of you doing the exam, and if you had something like the glasses, they could be feeding you the answers. Alternatively, they could be recording the exam, recording answers, recording the questions that are coming up and sharing that online as well, or sharing that with others. So like that, again, it's the issue of recording people who don't know that they're being recorded, which is a big issue with these kind of devices.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll touch more on the ethical dilemmas that some of these devices present at the end, because there's certainly a lot of them, and I think recording people when they've not given their consent is definitely one of them.
Do you want to have a go?
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to use it. It's quite heavy.
See if it works.
It is heavy.
It's crazy though, because it really does just look like a pen.
I don't believe that there is a camera in there just because I can't
It actually
see
feels
it.
really nice.
I feel
hello.
the giveaway is the button on top. If you click it, it doesn't click.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a button. It's very clearly a button.
So how long do I have to hold this before the light comes up?
So you hold it for about 3 seconds for it to turn on. You're in mode 1 there. If you want to switch between modes, just give it a click and it changes the mode. And when you are finished, you just hold it down for 3 seconds. It'll save it to the SD card and you're good to go.
Probably taking some horrible pictures of my face there by mistake. It's wild. Feel that. It's very heavy.
And it records your voice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
This is a pinhole camera,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah. That is so small. I know you can't see it, but it is so tiny. We'll have to do a close-up of this.
How much was this?
That was actually on the cheaper end. You can get one of those pens for between £15 to £30.
I feel like James Bond.
Yes.
The woman. Lovely.
That's really cheap for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, lots of ethical dilemmas with buying something like this, which is also so cheap.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by the pricing of this stuff because I thought it was totally out of
Budget.
Yeah, totally out of budget for the average Joe.
Also, when you're watching like James Bond, you don't think to yourself, oh, I bet I can buy that on Amazon. I don't think you even comprehend that it's just something that you can buy now in 2025, which is concerning. And I guess lots of people don't know about this, but more techie students and you know, older people taking exams, they might be super on it with this stuff and have a bunch and be ready to use them whenever.
Well, it might start with intent, like, I want to record this exam, or my friend needs to be able to see the exam to help me with it. How do I do that? How do we do it with getting away with it?
Yeah.
You look up something like cheating devices and plenty of websites will give you plenty of options for little nifty devices like these.
It's big business at the moment where people want to buy the exam questions. So if you manage to take pictures of an exam and then share them with people,
and your only expense being £15.
Yeah, and you could make a buck. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
I can see some wires there on the table. What on earth is that, Niamh? Please explain.
Well, I thought I'd leave this one out rather than conceal it. So this is actually worn on the body. This is a buttonhole camera. So you can see I have a little bag here of buttons that go over the front.
Choose your button.
And it actually matches my nice black shirt today. So you would just attach this to the front of your shirt. This part would go inside the shirt.
Yeah.
With this popping out where your button is. And like that, because you've the buttons on front, it would conceal it as part of your clothing. And like the camera, there is a very tiny camera in here, which is controlled from this little device here, which is if it was further down your torso, you can press turn on, turn off, pause. Same as the pen camera. It has the ability to record video, take pictures, audio recording. So that's what it's for.
Is it recording now?
It is not. I have not switched it on currently, but we are on. You can see there's a little button on the side here.
Okay,
yeah.
On the other side, you have the charging cable and the area for the SD card. So this actually comes with 32 gigabytes of memory on it. We switch it on, and what happens, you can see the little red light is on here.
Yeah.
And what happens is this will record in a loop for like that, the 32 gigabytes, which is about 10 to 15 minutes. You can obviously, the bigger SD card you buy, the longer you will get out of this. So this one is also motion detect, so you can give them a little wave there, right? And so this could be hidden again as a means to feed to a third party to record the exam, and like that, just as discreet. And if it's hidden on the body as well, instructors might be hesitant to ask someone about a strange button on their clothing, which does sound a bit paranoid, but it's a possibility.
This is the issue, isn't it? Like the more kind of intrusive these devices become, the more uncomfortable many less confident invigilators would be in pointing them out and asking for clarification from a candidate about what it is. I mean, this makes me feel like I'm an undercover cop, ready to go into a mob or something. I guess it's very similar, except from this is a camera rather than like a wire.
Yeah.
But the same sentiment, I guess.
It's tiny.
Yeah. Another great shot of me there.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the bigger interfaces. They're smaller buttons that you could put on that, so it's really tiny.
How much was this?
That one, again, you're in the range from £15 to £30. If you were to go on to one of the cheating websites where these are heavily marketed, the markup is a lot higher. You're paying between £50 and £80.
Amazing.
To actually, I think the most expensive one was 110, and that had a very fancy earpiece to go with it, so that you can stream the exam and listen to the answers.
Yeah.
Do we have any earpieces today, or can you tell us about any earpieces that you've been looking into?
Yes. So there is actually 2 different types of earpieces that are most commonly used for this. A magnetic and a capsule. So the magnetic ones, and funnily enough, some of the others which we have devices we've ordered, we did get from one website that is pretty heavily marketed towards cheating. And they're everywhere. They're on every social media platform. And basically, the magnetic earpiece is, I don't even know it's about the size of an earring, the front of an earring, like a stud.
Wow.
Very tiny. And it has a little kind of sticker around it, sticky area. And you use a rod to put it inside the ear canal, stick it to the inside.
God,
you
so
take
dangerous.
the rod out. Yes, that's actually been a bit of an issue. I think Russia in the beginning of 2025 had reports that doctors had a number of students coming in during exam seasons to have earpieces taken out of their ears because they were getting stuck.
Wow.
Which can cause a huge amount of pain, obviously.
Yeah, I bet.
Not great way to get caught either. But yeah, you need these little magnetic rods to take them out afterwards as well, which is obviously not ideal for health and safety reasons.
I'm glad we're not testing them out.
Yeah, left that one at home. The other one is a capsule one, which is a little bit bigger. It's they're usually kind of flesh colored, so you can get them in all sorts of colors, and they go inside your ear. They fit in the ear and they fit into the ear canal. They have a little see-through plug to pull them out afterwards. But like that, like any earpiece, they could get stuck in your ear. We've moved on from the days where you ran headphone up your arm of your jumper and up into your arm, and maybe wear a hoodie and lean against the...
Because that was a thing for a while when the AirPods first came out, with students kind of like studying with this, and then teachers would be like, hey,
in our last research paper, we had a TikTok of a girl who was giving hints on how to hide your AirPod with your hair during your assessment. So the earpieces are there, and they are both a threat to health and to academic integrity.
What is that final walkie-talkie looking device on the end of the table?
Yeah, so this one's for fun. This is
I think the others are pretty fun, to be fair.
We got this. This is a cheap version of what exam centres could use to find these devices. So let's say you're an invigilator and there is someone with a dodgy looking button, or you're not too sure about those glasses. So this little detector should pick up cellular and Wi-Fi, and also like magnetic fields if someone's using an earpiece or something. So as there's plenty tech and microphones in here.
Ghosts?
Not that I know of.
Because you said magnetic fields, and that's what they're using, the ghost. That's
you just said it. It's beeped.
Oh no, the podcast studio is haunted. That's my worst nightmare.
Yeah. Casper the cheat. Oh, There you go.
Please turn that off.
That will be all of the podcasts.
I'm really ruining the ASMR.
That's better. That's better.
That'll be the full podcast studio.
Yes, yeah.
So with this, you said it detects Wi-Fi. I mean, obviously that means it would go a bit nuts if people were doing an exam with a laptop anyway.
Yes.
So there's obviously ways that wouldn't work, but I do like that. I like that exists because it shows that clearly things are developing to catch up with what is on the table to try and catch it, I guess.
And this is the cheap model. This, again, from Amazon, £37, easy peasy, next day delivery, would do the job if you're in an in-person exam where there wasn't Wi-Fi in the building and where everyone's phones are left outside. Great. Obviously not going to do the job in a online exam. But it's good to know that these exist too. And a lot of the stores that sell spyware, because they're not usually marketed for cheating, also sell counter surveillance equipment, which again could be really useful in spotting a pair of smart glasses, a smartwatch.
Because I guess at the moment in our exam centres we have the metal detectors and we have like visual checks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I guess further down the line, we'll want to invest in specific equipment which tracks or finds like devices that are hidden that are transmitting answers or searching for answers.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, so Xanthe, you're just talking about trying to detect these devices. What have we been doing at VICTVS in our London test centre to try and stop people coming in with these devices?
Yeah, so absolutely. So obviously in all of our exam centres and globally, we are totally anti-cheating in all of these devices. We are constantly updating and training our invigilators to what's new, what's the hot new thing, how are people cheating. And that's partially why we have Niamh here, who actively spends every day researching into what is going on in the world of assessment integrity. So I guess our invigilators are super up to speed. They'll also be sent all of this information. I know that Kat and I are so impressed by the tech of this, but that we are not actively saying that this stuff is good. Obviously it's got other uses. What we want to do is bring awareness to these devices, and that's what Niamh's whitepaper and work with ASRG does. And we want to show how these things work so that people can, invigilators and assessment providers can keep an eye out and be on top of this, because that's the whole thing, isn't it? It's like being ahead of what these cheaters are going to be doing. I
think also as well, we need to bring up the privacy implications for these, because we've got obviously devices here which can film people without their consent, and that's not really legal. So we have issues with GDPR here. I can use the example of a Ring camera as well. I know we were talking about this earlier. When you have a Ring camera, you're only actually allowed to record people or things within the boundaries of your own private property. But any footage that you catch outside of these areas, so on streets, at your neighbour's house, that falls under GDPR. Because you're recording other people's personal data, you could accidentally be recording people's number plates, their faces, things like that, which are protected under data privacy laws. So you can see how these devices, they can be recording people without their consent in a public exam hall. So what's going to happen there? Obviously, that's breaking the law, really. It becomes very fuzzy with GDPR and other privacy laws around the world. So what can we see? I'd be interested to see what happens with laws regarding these devices in the future. They could be banned completely. Maybe there'll be legal repercussions, fines for using them, because they have massive privacy implications. And that's why, obviously, some of the Ray-Bans with the glasses have big flashing lights, because people need to know they're being recorded. Are these devices obvious when they're recording? No, not really. And I think that's a big issue. So I will be interested to see how laws kind of try and catch up with this stuff.
Absolutely. I think I'd recommend to anyone who's watching this and thinking, oh, yeah, let's use that in an exam. I'd say that it's probably easier just to revise for your exam. Like,
you don't want to be caught with the glasses doing this, trying to get your notes.
So much time talking about how people could cheat and how people, all of these ways, and it's either it's expensive. And it's so much effort, and the repercussions, especially in the legality of, say, like spyware, Is it worth it? No. And I'm guessing that you've come across loads of scam websites as well, and people who are getting sent products which just don't work.
Yeah, or don't arrive, which is another case. We've 4 devices that we ordered, calculators of all types, that just were ordered weeks ago. Never came back.
I think you can safely say that if you're ordering unethical products, you will probably be ordering them from a company who doesn't care about treating you ethically as the customer. So you should bear that in mind as well before you are tempted, because I don't think it's worth the risk. I mean, God knows what they could be doing with all your card details and everything you've given them to get these devices. So
exactly.
Yeah. It's so interesting and it's almost scary. Like, this stuff is really scary. So thank you for talking to us about it, bringing these devices. Really excited to read your white paper. If listeners do want to read your previous white paper, could you give us a little bit of information about where we can find it and where listeners can find out more information about ASRG and what you do?
Yeah, so you can find us on our website at assessmentsecurity.com. We post all our white papers there. We have our membership options if you're looking to join us. Like that, we believe the more people who get involved in this, the more secure we can make assessment. The more people that know about these kind of products, that how they can be used and how they maybe not be useful, definitely makes our exams safer, and it can make our invigilators more aware. So yeah, get in touch. We'd love to hear from anyone who has a vested interest in assessment.
You just mentioned memberships with ASRG. Who are you interested in signing up?
We would be interested in anyone who has an interest in assessment security and promoting academic integrity. Like that, if you have information that you want to share with us or that you want us to share with you, get in touch. We'd love to hear from you.
Amazing. So probably all the listeners of the VICTVS podcast, which is perfect. It's really fascinating. And thank you so much for your time today. I'm really interested in all of this. And yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Niamh.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Revision Notes. Make sure you subscribe and follow us online. We've also got our blog on the VICTVS website, and we'll see you next time.